Welcome to this unboxing of the SCUF Reflex PS5 controller. It's actually the Reflex Pro, so this is the middle of the range SCUF controller. And unfortunately, these bad boys have been out of stock for quite a long time. That goes for all of the SCUF controller models, for the PS5 at least. So I had to take what I could get. I had to wait in a long queue. I had to sign up for alerts, wait in a long queue for over an hour online. And there were only a couple of colours available when I got through that queue, and pretty much straight after they all went out of stock as well. So I'll take what I can get. This is the Reflex Pro. It's got remappable paddles, high performance grip, adaptive triggers, but we'll get into all that. First of all, let's open it up and see what's inside. First impressions of the packaging, by the way, I should say, I think it's very high quality. This is an expensive product. It costs over £200 here in the UK, over $200 as well in the US. But the packaging itself is very nice, clearly demonstrates exactly what the controller has and what it's used for, and it does feel like a quality product. I'm a little bit surprised that it doesn't say the Reflex Pro. It just says Reflex. They must just have the same packaging for all of them, I imagine, but I don't have another one here to confirm that. What I do have here with me for another video is a Battle Beaver PS5 controller. So an admission from me, I like to play Call of Duty, alright? I like to play Call of Duty on the PlayStation 5. I know, you can judge me all you want, but in the Call of Duty scene, there's a big debate between SCUF, Battle Beaver, and just the standard controllers or other branded controllers. It's going to be fun comparing them, so if you're interested in seeing the difference between those, then do subscribe to the channel, obviously. But let's slide this open and have a look at what's inside. So this is the part of the unboxing where I have to be honest and admit, I've actually already opened this and I've already recorded this entire video, in fact, but I messed it up, so I've got to redo the entire thing. So let's open it up and see what's inside. It doesn't usually come like this, but we can see here straight away the white Reflex Pro. Quite nice, a nice little protective cover on the sticks. It's got the grip there that feels straight away a lot grippier than the standard PS5 controller. So if I just show you that here, it's just a matte coating on the standard one. Inside here, it's rubberized. Hopefully that picks up on the camera, but I would say it actually feels really nice. It's not overly grippy, but certainly a lot grippier than the standard controller. And what a lot of people will do is use gamer grip, or they'll use things like hand sanitizer just to give themselves more grip on their sweaty palms. Straight away, that feels like it's going to be an improvement. So hopefully you can see on the camera here, this has sort of a domed top to it over the top, whereas the standard sticks dip inwards. So that's just a subtle difference. Usually what a lot of people will do is they'll have like a domed right stick. Obviously it doesn't sit up that high, it goes into the controller itself, but some people have a domed one because they feel it gives them a little bit more control. So it's good to have the option of what you want to do there. And you can see here that the right stick is actually raised a little bit higher than the left one. Again, that's for a little bit more aim, but personally I'm not sure whether I'll go about replacing those. One thing that's a little bit disappointing about this Reflex Pro is that it does have the standard adaptive triggers that come on a PS5. What I was looking for was the Reflex FPS edition, which is more expensive but still out of stock, which actually has the instant triggers and bumpers, so they're more like buttons rather than having to press them all the way down like that. You can just press them in like a regular button. The Battle Beaver one does have that though, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. What this SCUF does have, and why SCUF controllers are so expensive, is these back paddles. Another admission of guilt on top of playing Call of Duty is that I play with the tactical bumper jumper layout. So what this means is that I jump with L1. It means I throw tactical equipment with X, and I melee with circle. As you can probably tell, if you're in a fight and you're running around and you need to throw equipment, it's quite hard because you aim with right stick and you throw equipment there, so you're kind of all over the place, or you can try and do it like that, but it's a little bit tricky, and if you ever need to melee quickly, it's very awkward unless you play with a claw grip. So what you will find quite often in the competitive scene of Call of Duty and other controller-based FPSs is people will either use a controller like this that has back paddles so that they can jump there and melee there, so you don't have to move your hand off the controller at all at any point. You throw your equipment there, jump, melee, and do everything that you need without ever needing to move your fingers. Remember, I have to move around there and there. Or some of the older pros in the scene will play with a claw-like grip. They will use no back paddles, but they'll have sort of their fingers mangled all over the place. I'm not even 100% sure how you have your fingers, but it looks a little bit like Looks a little bit like that when you're playing with the claw grip, and it's basically really bad for your wrists. So what most people do these days is they get a controller like this where they can jump and melee using the back paddles. First impressions, obviously I've not actually connected this, I've not used it yet. These back paddles feel really nice. The way they click in, I don't know if you can hear that, but let's just try and pick it up on the microphone. They basically feel extremely nice to click. They're pretty easy to press, so you can easily press them in. It also has an extra set of these paddles on the back as well, so you've got 2 buttons in the middle here, and you've got 2 here. And they're remappable, so you don't actually have to have anything assigned to them, so if you don't want to accidentally press things, you don't have to. Personally, I can't see myself using these second inner set of paddles. With the size of my hands, the paddles feel in a pretty comfortable place in my opinion. So what I'm really looking forward to doing is actually trying this controller out in detail. The quality of it feels very good. The buttons here in my opinion look really nice as well. I hope the camera is doing this justice. The home button there actually looks a little bit off center. I don't know if you can see that, but the icon for the home definitely to me appears off center, which is a little bit strange, just ever so slightly to the left. At least in my eyes, that's what it looks like. Maybe I'm wrong, but certainly appears slightly off. Do let me know if I'm going crazy though. The X, square, triangle, circle doesn't have anything on it. And I actually really like the minimalist look of that. They're just plain and simple, and I really like it. I also like that the SCUF branding is quite minimal. So you just have the SCUF logo there in small letters. You have the Reflex logo here. Again, a little bit disappointing that it doesn't say Reflex Pro. Unless I've accidentally been sent the wrong controller, I would have liked to see them have the actual name of the product on the controller in the box. So this is a Reflex Pro, obviously, so I would have liked it to say Reflex Pro. And for the Reflex FPS, I would have expected it to say that on the box. Again, maybe I've been sent the wrong product. I don't know. I don't think I have, though. And the reason that I don't think I've been sent the wrong product is because of this grip. I'm pretty sure the grip doesn't come on the standard Reflex model. So I'm fairly confident I've got the right product here. So that's just one criticism I have of the design itself. But overall, compared to the standard controller, I think, in my opinion, it's pretty obvious that it looks nicer, at least in this color scheme, and I imagine probably other color schemes as well. The back in this grey, a little bit ugly I would say, compared to the standard controller. I actually prefer the standard controller there, I think, on the back, but it certainly feels a lot nicer on the SCUF. One criticism that people have had of SCUF controllers is that they tend to break quite easily on the paddles. So I'm looking forward to testing it in detail. I will have a review out of this as soon as I can. That'll probably take a couple of weeks to put together, so I put it through some rigorous testing. And admittedly, a couple of weeks of testing probably won't be long enough to test if it breaks through overuse. I'm not the type to smash my controller around, so I'm definitely not going to intentionally break it, but it'd be interesting to see how they fare, and obviously I'll continue using it over the coming months as well. So hopefully I'll be able to do a review fairly soon of what I think of this product, and I'll hopefully be able to do one in the future as well. And obviously I do have the Battle Beaver controller with me as well. Now the Battle Beaver, as opposed to having paddles, it actually has like buttons inside it. So I'm looking forward to seeing the difference between the paddles, that I do actually think feel really nice, and the buttons. And I know that Battle Beaver actually tends to be the preferred controller of professional Call of Duty players, even though they're sponsored by SCUF and they have to pretend that they use SCUF. Battle Beaver, as far as I'm aware, is the preferred controller of choice for those that are actually using a non-standard controller, because plenty of them actually just use the standard PS4 controllers, even though they play on PC. They use standard PS4 controllers because they're using the claw grip and they're nice small controllers that are easy to control. Overall, I think the design of it is pretty nice, aside from the home button being slightly out of center, and actually it does seem like it moves around a little bit in there, which is not what I would have expected of a £200 plus controller. But that aside, I'm looking forward to using it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and subscribe obviously if you want to see the full review when that one comes out. Thanks for watching.